How's everyone doing? I just went to Blockbuster. I got a 5 for 20 deal of the Blu-rays, and they're all horror titles, so I figured this would be fitting for this month, especially around Halloween coming up. And as always, if you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. And first up is the Night of the Demons remake, directed by Adam Garash. He directed Autopsy, the After Dark Horror Fest 8 Films to Die For one, which I really enjoyed. If you enjoy horror slasher films, I definitely say check out Autopsy. But the Night of the Demons remake, it's not great by any means, but it's fun, it's entertaining. It's one of those movies you can put on and have a few beers with your friends and just sit back and enjoy. It stars Edward Furlong and Shannon Elizabeth. Leanna Quigley has a cameo in here as well. There's the back right here. That's a good Halloween-themed movie. It's about a group of people that are going to a Halloween party and this old abandoned house right here. And basically, once they're in the house, there's all these demons that start coming out and attacking people, and they have to basically fight to survive and, you know, make it through the night, essentially. Edward Furlong plays a drug dealer, which is kind of fitting because I think he had some drug issues in real life and he went to rehab, and apparently he had bought some drug, got caught buying drugs or something like that before too. But it's, you know, it's got some good visual effects and things like that. It's an entertaining movie, but it's not great by any means, but still enjoyable, and I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And next up is Case 39, starring Renee Zellweger and Bradley Cooper. And Bradley Cooper seems to be in like everything lately. But Case 39 is actually a really enjoyable movie. I feel like it's very underrated. And it's directed by Christian Alvord, who also directed Pandorum. And he was actually born near Frankfurt, Germany, which is where I lived as a kid. I lived there for 4.5 years growing up. Absolutely love Frankfurt, Germany. Beautiful place. I remember going on a cruise on the Rhine River with my classmates. Just beautiful. But I remember reading up on him, and he was raised in a really strict Christian household where he wasn't even allowed to watch movies, and he really became obsessed with them because of, you know, he wasn't allowed to, so he seeked them out and he was really intrigued by them. And he's made some great movies. I really enjoy Pandorum, a great sci-fi horror movie. It reminds me a lot of Event Horizon. If you liked Event Horizon, I highly recommend checking out Pandorum. But Case 39, again, very underrated movie. And Renee Zellweger plays a social worker named Emily, and she has a case, Case 39, where she has this little girl named Lilith who's being abused by her parents, and she takes Lilith out of the home, and, you know, the parents, you know, one of the parents goes to jail and something else happens to the other parent, and later on she figures out why it all happened and what Lilith really is and who Lilith really is. During that time, she takes Lilith in because Lilith has nowhere else to go, essentially, and she really has a bond between Lilith, and crazy things start happening. And I thought this was a really great kind of evil kid movie, one of the better evil kid movies out there in my opinion. If you like movies like The Omen, Bad Seed, and recently The Orphan, I would highly recommend checking out Case 39. And next up is Paranormal Activity 2. This is by far my favorite of the Paranormal Activity movies. The first one to me was just all hype, just a lot like Blair Witch, which I thought was all hype. It's just one of those movies where you can just go out with your friends and make them yourself. I felt that the way about Blair Witch, and I felt that way about the first Paranormal Activity movie. It wasn't original, it wasn't creative, it wasn't anything special. You can go out in the woods and make, you know, sob and have little nose bubbles dripping out and scream at just noises in the wood, make little stick figures and stuff like that and move rocks around, and that's Blair Witch. And for Paranormal Activity, you can just roll around the bed and stand over the bed and shake a little bit, and that's, you know, you have like 2 seconds at the very end where it's the jump factor, jump scare, shock value thing. That's all that first one is. It's just all marketing. The second one, though, was much more enjoyable, by far the best in the series in my opinion. You actually have stuff going on throughout the movie. It's just not just you hear a noise and nothing happens, and there's stuff actually happening throughout the movie. Creepiness factor, some good atmosphere, and things come together more. Things that happened in the first movie come together in this one. And at the end of the movie, really freaky. The father right there sitting on the couch, and then the dog, and I really enjoy this one, so very happy to pick this one up. And again, this was a 5 for 20 deal, so each one of these Blu-rays were only $4, so very cool. And a lot of people, you know, they don't get the Blockbuster ones because they see the bigger cases. You can actually take the inserts out of those DVD cases and then put them in Blu-ray cases, so it looks like a brand new Blu-ray. And the Blu-rays are very durable, so you don't have to worry about scratches or any kind of damage usually, because that doesn't really happen, doesn't really affect it as much as DVDs, so very happy for that. And next up is AVP, Alien vs. Predator. I know a lot of people hate this one. I personally really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Again, sci-fi horror, I really enjoy that. The second one, Requiem, I absolutely hated. Didn't care for that one at all. You can go bury that one in the backyard, and I never want to see that movie again. The acting especially was awful in that one. But AVP, I thought it was, you know, very entertaining. They find a buried pyramid in Antarctica, and they go down and search through the tunnel and explore the pyramid underneath the ice in Antarctica. And again, I love things with snowy settings, especially sci-fi and horror movies in the snow. And again, they go down there and they find out there's a war going on between the alien and predators, and I love the ending scene with the big giant queen as well. Very cool. And then especially with the predator and the one girl as well, they kind of bond. And I really like the actress in here, Sana Latham. She was in Love and Basketball. She's been in a bunch of other stuff, and I really like her in here as well. She has a bond with the predator at the end, which I thought was really cool. And Lance Henriksen is in here again as well. And Sana Latham also does the voice of Donna Tubbs from the Cleveland show as well. She's a very talented actress, and she should be in way more stuff in my opinion. And good special features on here, and I really like this one. My only gripe is in some of the scenes that's a little too dark, so it's kind of hard to make out. And some of them could have been a little bit better in that aspect, but obviously on Blu-ray it definitely comes out more, so you can appreciate it more. And this is basically a really cool idea, you know, Predator versus Alien, and you know, they're having a war against each other. For me, it's like a sci-fi horror fan's like wet dream essentially. It's just all-out action, and I thought it was really cool. And then you have humans in the middle essentially, but I like it. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. And next up, the last one is one I haven't seen before, and it's Telltale. I guess this is based on Edgar Allan Poe's tale, and basically it's about a guy who gets a heart transplant, and he's seeing memories of the heart donor who donated the heart, his last moments of life, and he found out that he was killed, and he's trying to find the killer and figure out what happened. If you have seen it, let me know what you think of it. And I always thought this was Bradley Cooper on the front cover because he's in everything, and it actually kind of looks like him, but it's actually Josh Lucas. And actually, he was in Case 39. Tell me this doesn't look like Bradley Cooper right there. There he is right there. Come on, it looks like him, at least on the front cover. But Josh Lucas, I know who he is. He's been in a bunch of stuff, and there he is right there. I can't wait to check this one out. I do like Edgar Allan Poe adapted stories. I hope this one will be decent. And the whole concept of having a transplant and having visions from that person's memory and somebody getting murdered has been a theme that's been used many times over. But I'm hoping this one will be a decent adaptation from Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart. I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. It looks kind of creepy and atmospheric on the back right there. And Telltale is directed by Michael Cuesta, who directed the movie Roadie from 2011, which I did a review for, which I actually really enjoyed that movie. Great character-driven drama. And if you want to check out the review for Roadie that I did, just click right here. It'll bring you to that video. Come on, you know you wanna. And you really just can't beat the price too. 5 for $20, you know, $4 a Blu-ray. I mean, it's worth a blind buy if you haven't seen some of these movies. So there you go. There were my 5 Blockbuster Blu-ray pickups right there, all horror movies. If you've seen any of them, definitely let me know what you think of them. Leave me a comment or a video response down below. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care.